There might be different areas of your life where you're struggling, but you sit there staring at a computer screen or your phone screen, scrolling through social media, or just laying on your bed watching Netflix, and you're just not doing the work. You know that there are things you need to get done, but where and how do you start? How do you get the motivation to start moving towards accomplishing things you want in life, especially when you just don't feel like doing it? When you're struggling with a challenging project, or if you feel unmotivated, it's so easy to feel frustrated, stressed, and just not want to get things done. It can be tricky to find motivation when you're feeling down. One thing about motivation, though, is that it comes in waves. Some days you're going to have more of it. Some days you're going to have less of it. It just depends on the day. But you have to figure out how to trick your brain. Like, finding motivation doesn't have to be a challenge. I want to give you some practical tips that's going to help get you motivated, but keep you motivated at the same time. So motivation's an interesting thing. It's really just a drive to achieve your goals and needs that are influenced by how much you want the goal and what you stand to gain. Like, if there's no benefit to taking the action that you need to take, then why take it? If there's no perceived positive outcome, that would be reason in and of itself to not take action. And what came first, the chicken or the egg? Motivation works the same way. Are you taking action because you're motivated, or are you motivated because you're taking action? It's a good question. But how do you get motivated? It can be so challenging in order to pull motivation out of thin air, like you're grasping at straws trying to get started. And that difficulty can easily be compounded if you're suffering from some kind of mental health challenge. You need to start by setting one small goal, one thing that you can achieve easily. Like, it might be writing 100 words on a new blog post, outlining a new YouTube video that you need to shoot, or just walking into a local business to ask if they need help with marketing their products or services. It's a matter of figuring out what's one small action you can take right now to get the ball rolling. Because it does just take one small action to get motivated, and taking that first small baby step is going to help to show you that it's possible. Like, there's really no easy way to get motivated until you start taking action. Because when you start moving towards achieving the goal that you're working on, it's going to build excitement. Because you can see that you're actually making progress. The relationship between motivation and action is complex, but generally, motivation and action can influence each other. It's almost like it's cyclical, so it's creating some kind of a feedback loop on itself. When you're motivated, you experience a desire and a willingness to act in pursuit of a goal or a specific outcome. And motivation can provide that initial spark that's going to propel you forward to take action. That could be that you need to start a new project, pursue a new goal, or make some sort of change to your life. But on the other hand, action also leads to increased motivation. Sometimes you might not feel particularly motivated at the beginning when you're first starting something, but when you start taking action, you're actually going to feel a sense of accomplishment. You're going to feel progress, like enjoyment even, because you're actually getting things done. And this feeling usually fuels motivation, leading to a greater willingness to continue and persist in the actions that you need to take. Action can generate momentum, and then it just reinforces motivation. How can you stay motivated? The one thing that I've found helpful is to unplug. We're usually so overloaded with stimulation. Social media, binge watching shows, playing video games, they're big wastes of time, but they also keep our minds expecting a constant hit of dopamine. When you have to do a task that doesn't seem quite as exciting as scrolling through social media and getting likes, it can be so much harder to find motivation. And that's where unplugging comes into play. It's getting away from that constant hit of dopamine. So put your phone in another room. Use an app in order to block your time-wasting apps, but you need to find a way to ditch distractions which are pulling you away from getting things done. So that's number one. The second thing is to change your thinking. And when you're feeling uninspired, one of the best ways to get motivated is to tweak how you think about what you're doing. You've also to figure out what's causing you to feel unmotivated too. If you can get to the root cause of a problem, you can then shift your thinking and create a plan to get yourself back on track. If you're having a hard time getting motivated, then figuring out what's causing that lack of motivation is completely game-changing. Is it your workload? Are you taking on too much? Are there other factors that are making you feel drained or stressed out? And if so, what are they? Is there something in life that's causing you to feel stressed? Like family problems, money problems? There might be a bunch of different things that are contributing to your lack of motivation. But when you're able to figure out what's holding you back, you're going to be able to put together an effective plan to get yourself motivated. It just takes time to reflect and figure out what it is that's making you feel and think what you are. If you're feeling overwhelmed because of how big a goal or a project is, break it down into smaller steps. That 60,000 word book is written one word at a time. So how about writing 100 words right now? You want to start a YouTube channel? And then you go and start and realize that a lot of work goes into doing it. So start small by writing out your first script or your talking points that you're going to follow. Then set up your camera, start filming, and trial by error. I've always found it helpful to focus on the smallest task that I can, because once that's done, I can move on to the next small task. And then that's going to bring me closer and closer to finishing the goal that's in front of me. By taking small actions, you're going to be able to build motivation and momentum in order to continue taking action. But it starts with something small and then just building on top of that. One thing that I've also found helps out is hitting the gym and staying active. When I'm feeling unmotivated, I've found that working out really, really helps. Like, not only does it help to clear my mind, but it can also help me recharge and get my energy levels back up again. If you have time to hit the gym first thing in the morning, you should definitely do that. If you don't have time for a full workout, get in 30 minutes, do something, run, go for a bike ride, do something, but just get your energy levels up. Stay active because it's going to help to improve your mood throughout the day. I've talked to so many people who have told me that they find exercising helps them reduce stress levels. Studies have been done that show that exercise releases endorphins, which are the feel-good chemicals. So it's a reaction in the brain that's similar to antidepressants. Working out is a great way to clear your mind, clear your head, and release negative thoughts and worries that you might have. And it also makes you look and feel good too. I've always found that morning workouts help keep me motivated throughout the day. I've tried afternoon workouts, it's not as good. Morning workouts energize me. It sucks waking up early sometimes, but when it's 5 o'clock and I still have the energy to keep on going, it makes that early morning struggle so much more worth it. I've also found over the last little bit that meditation and mindfulness has helped out to keep my motivation levels up. When you meditate or you're mindful, you're giving your mind and body the time and space to recharge. You're giving yourself a break. You're also giving your mind the chance to wander around. And that mind wandering can help it figure out solutions to problems that you're facing. It's that eureka moment. Meditating and mindfulness is also going to help reduce anxiety, and it's going to give you a chance to reflect on the thoughts that you are having. When you're feeling uninspired, it can help to calm your mind, gives you a fresh perspective, and also helps with your motivation. It can bring your motivation levels up again. And you can meditate anywhere. You can meditate at home, at work, while you're driving, on your commute to work. There are so many different ways that you can meditate. It doesn't have to be you sitting there. Home. If I'm feeling stressed out, I go for a walk and reflect on my thoughts as I go. Or I take time while I'm cooking to think about issues that I'm facing personally or professionally. The important thing is to find a time, place, and space that works for you. I've also been finding it helps to get social. So start or join a meetup group, attend networking events, and meet people. You'd be so surprised at how many people have the exact same thoughts and feelings and challenges that you do. It's pretty wild. Other people, though, can bring perspective to the issues that you're facing, and they can also give insight on how to start crossing more items off of your to-do list that can help you think outside the box. And that's where mentors can help out. Like seeking a mentor that's achieved what you want to achieve is life-changing. And it's fine to have different mentors for different areas of your life, like someone for relationships, finance, business, etc. When you're around other like-minded people, it opens your mind up, and it helps you to strive towards goals because it's going to help to motivate to get you there. I found that there's nothing worse than meeting with the same group of people week after week and not being able to provide an update on some changes that I've made. What do you think is more exciting? Telling people that you've been able to get 500 new subscribers to your YouTube channel? Or that you were able to binge watch the first season of The Big Bang Theory for the third time? Every day you take a small step outside of your comfort zone is a day that you're going to be continuing to grow. By writing that first 100 words a day, over the course of a year, you'd have written over 36,000 words, which is enough to fill a small book or dozens of articles on a blog. But it starts with a small action. It takes action to get and stay motivated. You're going to have bad days. You're going to have lazy days. You're going to have days where you want to quit. But you need to just keep moving. Every day gets you closer and closer to living the life that you've always wanted to live. But it starts with something small. And what do you find helpful in getting you motivated? Share your thoughts down in the comments section to help other people out. And make sure that you spread the word if you know someone who might find this video helpful. But if you're also finding that you're having trouble focusing, you should definitely check this video out.